Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. If you are new here, hi, my name is Sophia and today we are going to be doing a little speed build. Now this isn't our normal speed build. I actually did not decorate this house at all. So I'm actually going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, kind of, I guess. So basically I had this person, which I don't know if they want to be named or not, so I'm not going to name them, but basically this person DM'd me on Discord and was like, hey, I have a really interesting offer for you. And they basically said that they really liked how I had built my redwood starter home, and they were wondering if I would be willing to kind of make the same house but a lot bigger. They said that they'd been playing on it for their Store World Legacy challenge, and I just thought this was like such a fun idea because that build I did just for fun. Like, it wasn't for a specific thing in any way. It was literally just for me to like practice my building. I just felt like, I don't know, I've always really struggled with building, and so I remember I was really inspired by Chelsea videos at the time, and I was like, you know what, she just builds for fun, like let me just build something for fun and see how it comes out. And the redwood starter home was the result of that. And so basically I was like, you know what, hell yeah, I'll do that sounds like so much fun. Now I do want to say, I am more than willing to, or more than open to, any ideas that you guys have, but the thing is I have to do it by case basis because I have to consider like what's going on in my life, if I'm going to be able to actually fulfill your request or not, and also like if it sounds like something that I'm like, yes, I absolutely want to do that. So I'm just putting that out there. Don't be afraid to. You never know if I'll be able to or not, but I think that these ideas are so much fun, and so if I'm able to, if I have the time and my life is willing, then I'm very much open to it. So if you guys have any ideas, please let me know. But I was super interested in this build or in this idea, and I was like, that sounds like so much fun. And I even, like, me saying case by case basis, I'm saying this, and I had even promised that I was like, yeah, I think I can get it done by the end of the week. Skip to like 3 weeks later, I'm finally able to fulfill this build and send it to the person who requested it. They also did offer a trade, but since it's so late, I'm gonna tell them like, it's okay, don't worry about the trade. But to the person who requested this, I'm sorry that it's so late. I was not expecting to be absolutely like bombarded with school at that time, and then I wasn't even going on my PC at all. It's finally done, but you wouldn't think that it would take this long because it's not even a fully furnished house at all. But yeah, I don't know. Basically, they had told me that in their Store World Legacy, they wanted like 4 bedrooms. I think it was 4 bedrooms. I don't remember the exact requirements, but obviously the requirements are filled in the build. I think it's 4 bedrooms and a certain amount of bathrooms as well. And I was like, well, I don't want to do like just a shell because that feels like, I don't know, like bare minimum to me for some reason. In that moment it felt like bare minimum. So I was like, maybe I could furnish it, but then I was like, no, because that's going to take way too much of my time and I don't know when I'll be able to fulfill that. So instead I decided that I was going to basically make it move-in ready. So it's completely unfurnished, but it does have like the basic amenities, I guess you could say, or like, you know, when you're like house shopping and it's like a brand new house, like they just built the house, it's usually bare bones. Like there's almost nothing in there except like the stuff for the kitchen and the stuff for the bathroom. And so that's what I decided to do. I was also very inspired because I've been watching a lot of Little Simsy recently, and she's been making those like floor plan houses where you go on like a floor plan website and you just build it in The Sims, which I've been doing that for forever. That helped me with my building so much, like just to learn how to build. But in those videos she always just makes them move in ready. She never actually furnishes them. So I was like, you know what, honestly I think I might do that, because then it's not completely just a shell, but it's not fully furnished either, and you can take any liberty that you want with this house. Truly, like, you can make any room anything that you want. You can, I don't know, you can change things as much as you want. I kind of think of this house as like a rough draft in a way, because that's how I build. Like, I will build the shell or whatever, and then I'll refine frame the house as I decorate it, because sometimes when I'm decorating something, I realize, oh, actually, I need to move this wall a little bit more because this isn't working for what I want to do and things like that. But I can never fully do that until I go in to decorate it. So because of that, I feel like it's kind of a rough draft, even though I feel like this house is pretty cute, honestly. The floor plan is really cute, in at least the way that I imagine it. You guys can obviously imagine it however you want, but I do have a room that is a kitchen, and I do have a room or a couple of rooms that are bathrooms, and then I also put a couple of laundry or washing machines. I put a washing machine and a dryer machine in one of the rooms as well. But I feel like this house is pretty cute. Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel like the rooms are very spacious, which is what I wanted, because I feel like I always try to make these very like miniature houses, and then I'm like, this is so cluttered and I actually don't have space for anything. So this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna like let myself take the liberty of making this a bigger house. And again, like I said, you guys can obviously adjust this however you want. Like, genuinely look at this house as just like a clean slate and do whatever the hell you want with it. It can just be a guide for, like, if you guys want it to just be a guide for whatever, then let it be that, you know. The person who commissioned this, it wasn't a commission, the person who requested this said that they really liked the exterior and how I did the landscaping. That was something that they really appreciated about the house, which I thought was so nice, because I feel like landscaping is something that I struggle with all the time. That's honestly one of my biggest weaknesses in building, is landscaping. I feel like I'm always either doing way too much or way too little. So thank you so much, Queen, for saying that to me, because that really did mean a lot to me. So I tried to stay true to the landscaping. I tried to stay true to the colors of the house, but I will say I'm using a different lighting mod, and when I put the house in my world, like the original house, so I could look at it and like use it as reference, the colors looked completely different. So I made the colors as similar as I could with my new lighting mod, but like it might look completely different in your guys's game, so feel free to adjust the colors as much as you want. I've already said this, take all the liberties that you want with this house. Like, truly this house is whatever you want it to be. But yeah, I did try to keep the landscaping pretty similar. Obviously, I feel like my taste and my style has evolved since I built that house, so I do feel like there is a little bit of difference in the landscaping, but I hope it's similar enough to the person who requested it, and I hope they like it anyway. All right, well, I'm like, that's everything about the build. Pretty much that's everything about the build. So I feel like now we should just kind of like catch up and like talk about how we've been. How's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Yeah, I don't know, guys. I personally am doing well. I will say I'm about to graduate in like a month, which is really scary. It's honestly terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited about it, and everyone's like, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? And I am, but I'm also scared shitless. Like, truly, I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, and if you can, just like, we're in this together. When you're graduating, you are finishing a chapter in your life, and you're just kind of like, okay, but then what's gonna happen after that? And that is the scary part, because I have been in school all my life, and I'm 21. Yeah, I'm 21. Me forgetting how old I am. Right. No, yeah, I'm 21, and I am graduating, and I don't have any plans for after. I would love to go to grad school at some point, and obviously, like, I've been thinking about internships and getting experience, but it's just scary because it's not set up for you at all. Like, I feel like when you leave high school, the next most common step or most traditional step is to go to college. And so even though you can kind of take any liberty that you want, I remember I just went to college because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. I was like, well, if I don't go to college, then like, what the hell else am I gonna do? So like, I might as well go to college. And so that's what I did, is I went to school. Also, my mom was like, really like, you're going to school. And so I was just like, fine, like, I guess. So I was in community college for 2 years. I went in with a business degree, which was such a mistake. which I would later come to find out once I took my first accounting class. Yeah, that was hell. So then I was like, yeah, business is not for me actually. And I went to general, like a very general liberal arts degree instead. And I just kind of explored for the rest of my community college time. I took a lot of different elective classes. I took some psychology classes. I took a politics class. I took art. I took a lot of different classes to just literally, I remember I took a nutrition class at one point. I was literally just exploring. The entire point was to explore. Then when I went to university, I was like, you know what? I've kind of always been super interested in psychology. I might as well just accept it and go into psychology, which was honestly one of the best decisions that I've made because I've really enjoyed psychology. I love psychology. It's so interesting and fascinating to me, and it's something that I really like thrive in and I feel so like passionate about now. I will say that when I first was like coming out of high school and stuff, I was like, yeah, psychology is interesting, but there's so many other things. Like, I don't know if I want to do psychology. But I think like really taking that time in community college to explore so many different fields was really beneficial to me and really like pushed me to be like, I honestly like I've always loved psychology, and it's the one thing that I always keep coming back to. So I might as well just continue and see if I continue liking it. And so far I have. Now I'm going to graduate with a bachelor's in psychology, and I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do after. People keep asking me and they're like, so what are your plans for after? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't. There's a part of me that wants to like go strive for the stars and get a PhD, but obviously like that takes a lot of work, and I really want to do that, but it takes a lot of time to do all of that work as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna like start looking for jobs at some point, I guess, or look for an internship or something that can give me like research experience, because I do really need research experience. I haven't really gotten any of that. So basically it's just scary. It's scary to end a chapter. It's exciting to end a chapter, but it's also scary because school is what I've known for so long, and now I'm just kind of throwing myself to the wolves and like seeing if maybe I can figure it out. Hopefully I can, but but you know, like it's scary. It's a really terrifying time. And I will say to anybody who is watching this and is thinking about going to school or going to school after high school, I mean, or thinking about going back to school or anything like that, but they don't know what the hell they want to do, I say do it anyway. In my opinion, that's like the best thing you can do. What's the harm of doing more school besides money? Okay, and especially in this economy, like money is a very important factor, and I understand that, and I'm not saying that lightly. I'm not saying like go back to school lightly. Obviously everyone is in a different position, but if the only thing that's holding you back is not knowing what you want to do, just go to school, because like there's no harm in going to school, and you'll figure it out on the way, and like that's okay. You know what I mean? There's a beauty in exploring your interests and deciding what is going to make you feel passionate and make you excited and make you feel inspired. There's beauty in that, and there's also beauty in just fucking thugging it out and figuring it out as you go. So yeah, I don't know, maybe that wasn't very inspiring, but I remember when I was going into school, I was like, well, I don't know what the hell I want to do. So I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't go because, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. And I've heard many people have the same experiences, but I think school is the time where you're supposed to figure it out. So yeah, I think it's okay to like go apply for community college or for whichever program or school that you want to apply to and not know exactly what you want to do. I don't know. I know that we're technically like meant to or whatever, but fuck that. Like, I think it's ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous, that in our society, and I'm talking about American society or Western society, in our society, we're like supposed to know what we want to do with our lives at the age of 18. Let's say we live 100 years, right? Let's say hypothetically we live to be 100 years old. You're telling me that before you've even gotten to a third of your life, you're supposed to know what you want to do for the rest of your life? That's like insane to me. It doesn't make sense. Like, it's not logical. So it's okay. Like, it's also okay to switch. Like, it's also okay to be 3 years in or like in your 4th year and be like, actually, I don't want to do this. And it's also okay to be in your career, established in your career, and want something else and want something different. That's okay. Like, people change their minds, people grow, people develop and people find new interests and they find new passions. And that's like part of what being a human is. Let yourself explore and let yourself flirt with new little like passions and hobbies and ideas, because I don't know, that's where humanity and art really thrives, in my opinion. So yeah, I just went on a whole tangent. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I just went on a huge tangent. I do apologize, but the video is about to end soon. But yeah, guys, I just went on a whole tangent and I do apologize for that. I think it was just to make myself feel better about the fact that I'm graduating and I'm terrified about it. But if anybody else is graduating at the same time that I am and you're also terrified, then just know that you're not alone. And I think it's okay for us to be scared, and we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna be okay. You know, everything happens for a reason. I like to believe that everything happens for a reason. I know some people don't believe that, but that's what kind of keeps me going, and that's what kind of gives me like faith in my future. So everything happens for a reason, and everything that is meant to be will be, and it's gonna be okay. We just take it day by day and we just figure things out as they go. So yeah, all right guys, that's gonna be the end of my tangent though. I'm sorry if you guys literally didn't give a fuck, but but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, evening, night, whatever time it is, whenever you guys are watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. Let me know if you guys want to see more builds like this, and also let me know if you guys would like to see me decorate this house. I'm definitely open to it as long as time allows me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my tangent. Sorry if you didn't. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Okay, goodbye everybody. Bye.